So the big discussions that are going on this week are obviously going to be around US digital reserve assets. And I'm getting a lot of questions surrounding, can Shiba Inu become one of these reserve assets? Can it become an asset that is held and hoarded by the US government? And we're going to talk about that in this video because I think this is a very interesting concept and the answer may surprise a lot of people. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So right now, the digital reserve assets are restricted to just 5. It's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Sol, XRP, and ADA. And that's not surprising because these are some of the largest assets in the space. We're talking about multi-billion, well, obviously Shib's a multi-billion dollar asset at $8 billion, but we're talking about, basically the top 8 and up, right? $34 billion is the smallest, $83 billion. You guys get the point. And there's something right here that a lot of these assets have that Shiba Inu doesn't quite have yet, and that's big adoption. I'm talking either from a use standpoint, from a holder standpoint, or yeah, that's pretty much it. So here's the thing. Shiba Inu is still an asset in its infancy, and I think people forget this, right? Because Shiba Inu has been around for now about 4.5 years, over 1.5 million holders. This is a very exciting sign, and it is in fact gaining traction. But here's the thing, it does need to gain more traction in order to become one of these reserve assets. For example, we didn't see Chainlink get listed. We didn't see HBAR get listed. Some of these other ones that are getting even major adoption right now. But does this mean that Shiba Inu won't become a reserve asset? No, it doesn't mean that at all. And in fact, when we look at meme coins in general, I believe that Shiba Inu has one of the best chances of becoming a reserve asset. And let me tell you why. So when we look back at the bear market cycle, starting all the way back in 2022, Shiba Inu was one of the few assets to not set a new cycle low after, June of 2022. Okay. In the rest of 2022, while most assets were setting new lows, Shiba Inu was not. It actually took all the way until Voyager had to dump their Shiba Inu on the market to actually make us create a new low here. So what we saw from Shiba Inu was actually a lot of conviction, a lot of strength in the charts. Never down here was I really concerned about Shiba Inu falling away and fading into nothing. And I think Shib has been one of the most unique assets in the space because of the conviction of holders, because of people just want to buy and hoard and buy and hoard. What I find also interesting about Shiba Inu is, even when we compare to some of the top assets in the space, it's one of the few that is actually deflationary, where supply can never go up. And I think a lot of people forget that, right? That's why I think it even has a better chance than Dogecoin, despite Doge being a $32 billion market cap. It's because Doge is an infinitely inflationary asset, meaning it can continue to add supply into infinity. Shiba Inu can only go the opposite direction. Now, where things really get interesting is all these advancements that have happened within the Shiba Inu ecosystem. And while we haven't always been, in agreement or in line with what they're doing, understand that they are promoting huge optics. They are, in fact, getting partnerships, potential integrations for shibarium and the Shib ecosystem. And the more that discussion goes on, the more that those things happen, the better odds are for Shiba Inu. Now, here's the even more interesting thing, is that as we get into mass adoption, we're probably going to see a lot of these assets take off and go on insane runs, and Shiba Inu is included in that same discussion. And where that really becomes interesting is if so many people have this interest in Shiba Inu hitting 1 cent, Shib hitting 10 cents, Shib hitting $1, you might actually see insane levels of stability on the bottom side for Shiba Inu that you're not seeing from other assets in the space. And then that sparks some of these different discussions. If Shiba Inu climbs above 3-4 million holders, is showing some insane levels of conviction, price is higher than here, and it climbs into the top 10, maybe pushes towards the top 5, these are discussions that need to start taking place. Now, what I will say is that that's still down the road. And the great news is that they have alluded to more assets potentially being added down the road. This is an ever-evolving process. And I think that the more that Shib is in the market, the more that the Shib ecosystem grows, the more that the Shib holder base continues to grow, and we see more advanced utility and stuff like that, that is where this discussion of Shib potentially become a reserve asset becomes more of a reality. Right now, we're just kind of sitting in this pocket waiting for Shib and the rest of the crypto market to pump. Exciting stuff, right? Rah, rah, rah. But there are more complex discussions surrounding crypto in general as time goes on. Again, I think the big first step was Ethereum becoming a part of this, becoming a big part of it. And then we might start to see ERC20s follow behind that. Shib is in that discussion, but just know it's going to take time for us to get to those levels. So I appreciate you guys as always. I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think Shiba Inu can eventually become a reserve asset? Do you think its chances are good? But have a great day. Share your love below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.